Hello, everybody. This is Scott Andrews. I'm coming out to you from California and want to share with you, this is the second video of the new leader guide from Manager to Leader series. And you may have already looked at the PDF that was available through arrive.com/leadership. You downloaded that, get a chance to review the 3 keys that I gave you on how to transform from being a manager to being a leader. Now, the reason I shared that with you is I wanted you to get a touch of how I do training, so that you would have a feeling for it. I wanted you to have some information to start making a difference and start transitioning and that transformation of becoming from manager to leader already in your life. So over the next 3 days, I can challenge you and say, hey, if you implement the 3 things I taught in that video, you ought to be able to do some things. Now let's pull up a couple things here. Okay, so I'll show you how everything works here in a minute, but first, just a little bit of housekeeping. I've got a little disclaimer for you. I'm not going to make any income claims on this training. It's my policy not to do that. I'm also not going to, I am going to make a sales offer, but if you wish to buy the new leader guide training I offer in this video, you need to first apply. So you have to fill out an application, and that's at arrive.com/apply. And then I have a no-fail guarantee, and I want to make sure that you don't fail me, that you do your work, and also that I don't fail you, and we accomplish what we're trying to do together. Number 2, I want you to schedule that breakthrough session call if you desire to move forward. So that's how I get people scheduled into the new leader guide. I have a limited number of spaces available. So you want to take advantage of that sooner. Also, the bonuses I'm going to share with you, some of them are only available for the first few people who sign up. So you don't want to dilly-dally around and procrastinate, okay? So who is this for? This is for new managers, entrepreneurs, recently promoted managers, managers who are seeking to be better leaders. This is for politicians who are new in politics. This is for government leaders who are new at managing people in government. This is for nonprofit leaders who are also new at managing people in nonprofits. Leaders who are hiring managers and want to make sure they're trained to be leaders and set up for success, not failure. Over half of people who become a manager the first time, in the first 2 years, 61% fell, guys. It's a horrible percentage. And I'm making a difference with this training to help make sure you become a leader. Okay, so from manager to leader, this is the PDF that I sent you. And I walked you through the plan where we talk about how a manager is in charge of tasks, and then they're now tasked to lead other people. They could have high expectations placed on them that could lead to things like anxiety, loneliness, embarrassment, being talked about behind your back, or worse yet, getting demoted or fired. What would the cost be to you, income-wise, in terms of expenses? How much would your credit card debt rack up if you lost your job? Can you afford to have that happen? And so that's why I created this program. I want to make sure that it doesn't go that way for people. It doesn't have to be that way. So all the stress and anxiety and frustration of failure can be put off when you have the information that you're going to have in the new leader guide. So I'm going to share with you a few secrets about the new leader guide here today. And then in case you didn't catch who I am, I'm a guy who's been on TV and written books. And let's see, I've written 3 books now. First one was called How to Discover Your Life Purpose. The most recent one was a little reference guide called How to Write Catchy Subject Lines That Win. And that's available on Amazon right now. I'm the creator of a program called Cold to Gold, Midas Message Methodology, which is email marketing mastery. I've created Conversion8 chatbots and the Ignite chatbot. That's actually one of my secret weapons, is I have a chatbot I've created for leaders to be able to drip content to your team to help keep them on track. Really, really cool stuff. It's kind of a ninja tactic. I love cats. I love playing the sax. I'm also creator of the new leader guide. So I've been doing coaching and sales marketing for a long time. And I've worked with companies like IBM, EMC in the high-tech industries. And I've also worked with startup companies, and I created a nonprofit. So those are all things I've done. So 61% of new managers fail in the first 2 years. And this is a real bummer. It doesn't have to be that way. And the way new managers blow it is, well, it could be a confidence issue. Could be an issue that they don't have the skills from their previous job, and so they're not able to demonstrate the same success. A lot of managers struggle with not first of all, setting the goals properly, but then communicating that vision to their team. Only 14% of people say they understand what the company's vision is. It's a huge problem. Previous managers, poor examples, no mentors, no coaches, fear-based management, know-it-all demanding bosses. Any of this sound familiar? And if you're doing these things, then we got to fix it, okay? Either overly attentive to detail or not attentive enough to detail, the inability to set budgets, accomplish company goals, unable to communicate properly or manage relationships, inability to resolve conflicts, motivate or inspire a team, the inability to delegate or be accountable. They feel like they have to do everything themselves. So all of these things, feel free to circle them and send them in to me and let me know where you're struggling with any of these things, because this is what I want to help you solve, are all of these problems, okay? There's a better way. You can get the new leader training that you need, avoid the mistakes, failures with the team, problems communicating, missing goals, or worse yet, getting fired. So this is what I created. It's called the New Leader Guide, and the whole thing is to shift from being a manager to being a leader, and doing that within the next 30, 60, 90 days. I've got 18 keys that will transform from being a manager to being a leader, and these are keys that I teach in the New Leader Guide. Now, what's interesting about what this is not, this is not one of those things where you're going to go sit in a conference room in a hotel for 3 days. I don't want to do that with this. I want to be able to drip the content with you over a period of time. So we have the key training sessions on a Zoom session each month, okay? And then there's weekly live Facebooks in the group for the Facebook Live. So that's our private group. I conduct that with you. You get a chance to be put in the hot seat when we do Facebook Lives, so I can take your particular situation and we can walk you through what you're doing and where your struggles are, and help coach you so other people can benefit from that experience from within the group, okay? It's really powerful to go through this each week. Imagine every week for 6 months going through this together to help you transform from manager to leader. Now, you may recall in the previous video I talked about knowing your why. Almost everyone I've talked to that knows about coaching and knows about creating leaders, they all start with knowing your why. Because if you don't know why you're there, you don't really have a tangible handle on why that company, why that job, why you, okay? So you've got to be able to answer your why. What is the passion that wakes you up in the morning that says, makes you say, I want to go to work. I want to be at that job. I want to go make a difference with this company doing this particular activity. What is your why? Now, I think it's particularly useful to be able to see the people on your team and when they were where you are now and say, you know, I was once there. For example, I was once a sales rep at the bottom of the totem pole. Not only at one company, I did this 1, 2, 3, 4. About 5 different times. I've started at the bottom of the totem pole and worked my way up to VP from there. And I did it because I had to learn what it was. And I'll never forget the first 6 months that I went out and sold vacations out at San Luis Bay Inn. I completely sucked. I sold 1 deal in 6 months. I was awful. I could not make, and I'm a guy who knows how to sell. I was like, what is wrong with me? And you know what was so funny is what I did was I was overcomplicating the whole thing. When I figured out it was just, you know, ask questions to find out what people love most in life, and then help them get more of that through taking more vacations. And then you show them how the program works in a simple, like a 4 or 5 step process, show them the room, come back and say, how many do you want? It's not really that complicated, but I was overcomplicating the whole thing. So many times we overcomplicate what we're doing, and we don't want to do that. So you want to know your why, and that's really key. The second thing is that when you know your why, you're going to build belief from your team in you and from your team in themselves, okay? So you're going to tap into their emotions with the why, and then we're going to reinforce it with logic, all right? Now, the next thing we're going to do is tap into some more emotions because you want to set a challenge goal and get an early win. Now, the first secret I wanted to share with you is that, you know that saying where people say, oh, leaders are born, not made? It couldn't be further from the truth. See this information I'm sharing with you? Imagine if you set a challenge goal with your team and they all start to achieve these wins. As they look around and they see they're winning, they're winning, they're winning, we're winning. You know what that's going to do for their belief? Their belief in themselves, their belief in you? It's huge. It's absolutely huge. And it's so big that it starts to move the rock. And when you get that momentum going, now you can start to really make a difference as a leader. You can start talking about 10x goals when you have momentum. I don't suggest you come in and start talking about 10X. You get the momentum moving first, then start setting those 10X vision goals and start going for the bigger plan. Get some early wins first. See, because when you start doing that, you're showing that you're a leader. And that's not a leader who was born. That's a leader through experience. You get training, then you go put it into play. You put the playbook in action. So I'm going to give you the playbook, all right? We're going to put that playbook in action together and then watch you succeed. Watch your team succeed and then watch their beliefs go up. So when you say, now we're going to raise the bar, guys, they all come with you. They all come with you. I recently did a fundraiser for the Jazz Fest. I'm a founder of the Jazz Fest. I set a small bar. I said, $200, we can do this. And at first, they weren't doing it. We had like $30. It was like, I can't even raise $200. Are you kidding me? And so I sent out an invitation to everybody on my list. There's like 4,500 invitations I sent out. And then I told a story, because stories sell. I told a story. I said, did you know that this last year that one of our students has been getting scholarships every year to our Summer Jazz Workshop? Well, she got a full ride scholarship to Swarthmore, the #3 liberal arts college in the country. She got a $60,000 a year for 4 years. Can you imagine that $240,000 value given to her with a teacher to student ratio of 8 students to every teacher? Can you imagine the education she's getting? So I told that story, and all of a sudden, ka-ching, 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 all the donations started popping in. I told a little bit more story. I said, you know, I want to bring back the Jazz Fest. It's going to be better than ever. Here's what I'm going to make it happen like. This is what I want the stages to be. I want to add a stage. Here's what I want to do. Ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. More donations started rolling in. Well, today we hit the $200 mark. And I was like, yeah, way to go. Should we raise the bar? Let's set the goal higher. We hit 200. You know, my fundraising campaign's not over. Maybe we could hit 500. And then maybe we could hit 5,000. We could actually raise $50,000 for that campaign. So who knows? I'm going to see where it's going to go. But, you know, you set a small goal and then you build it from there. So that's why I wanted to share with you the secret that leaders are made, they're not born. Now, there are people who are put in positions of leadership at a young age because they showed the ability to say, hey, guys, follow me. And everybody followed them, okay? So there is experiential and environmental leadership skills and traits that we learn. And I was one of those guys where even though I'm the youngest in my family, my youth group leaders saw my skills and saw my leadership and said, Scott, my wife is giving birth. I'm not going to be able to go with you to Mexicali this year. We went down on a Mexicali outreach. There was about 30 of us that all went down. He goes, I want you to be the team captain of all the team, okay? So there was some interesting things that happened on that trip as a team captain. I'll tell you a story, and I was not prepared for this. The bus broke down in 96-degree heat under an overpass. They managed to get pulled off in the shade, and we're all there in the bus, and I'm there going, wow. And I walk up to the front of the bus. I said, what's going on, guys? They go, well, the bus broke down. I'm sitting there going, oh, my goodness. And so I said, well, what do we do now? And the counselor, who was the top counselor there, said, you're the team leader. You tell us. And I'm like, I'm supposed to be prepared to deal with a bus breaking down? You know, I was a senior in high school. I didn't have mechanic abilities and whatever. I was like, I don't know how to do. So I said, well, let's, does somebody have AAA? And somebody did. I said, well, let's make a call and see if they can come out and get the bus running again. We got the bus running again. And from that point on, whenever I said, let's go do this next thing, everybody went and did it. So I guess I did something right, but that was my very early leadership before I was a manager, and that one went well. So it was an interesting experience. And I found out years later, I was talking to my youth group leader. I said, you know, I think we got more out of going down there to talk to people about Jesus down in Mexico than they probably did hearing from us. And he goes, that was kind of the secret, the whole thing, Scott. I said, really? I said, interesting. So, you know, sometimes it's when you get a team to go do things, you get them excited. They're doing it for other people, but they're doing it for themselves at the same time. So you sell it with emotion, you justify it with logic. Create a challenge. Let's do something and get people going forward. All right, so accountability is the next thing. I talked about building a workbook, and you start to keep track of what went well and what didn't. So this is when you start to measure things. This is the logic part of it. And then how do I feel? Let's go back to feelings. How do I feel? And what brought me joy? And what's my plan for today? And what I have found is that when you have a shared passion and momentum and accountability, you can start to build something great together. And so that's what I want to see us do together, is help you become a leader and build something great together with your teams. Okay? So I'm going to go through a couple things. So we talked about, are leaders born or made? The secret is, the fact is, that these skills can be learned. Emotional intelligence can be taught, and environmental experience can be learned by doing. Now, this is the one that you've got to take action. That's why I think it's so important for leadership training to not be in a fluorescent lit hotel room if possible over like a 3-day period of time. No, drip it over months. So you get the chance to learn, get an exercise, take it back to your group, put it in play, and find out how well it works, where you missed, and then refine it and improve upon it. Perfect practice makes perfect. So as you do that, so that's the first secret, is that leadership can be taught and acquired and learned. Every one of you watching this can become a leader. It's just a matter of how much time, how much effort you have to put into it to get there. Some people will take less effort than others, and that's okay. But we can all get there, and we can all get there together. And there's a lot more people who can be successful leaders than people failing as managers. So that's the first secret I wanted to share with you. The second secret is a really important secret, and that comes from Google. And Google said that they studied their top traits of their top managers. And of all those traits, the number one was, guess what? The ability to coach others. And so I'm going to teach you how to coach as you learn from me, and as I coach you, you're going to learn that. But there's some other things that Google also looks for. Their business manager training focuses on creating an environment. She goes, there's an environment you can create that makes leadership more likely to happen. And that's a culture of learning, practice, feedback, and reflection. Now, what's really interesting is when I read this, I said, wait a minute, that's exactly what I'm creating with the new Leader Guide. It's exactly that. You get the culture of learning, practice, feedback, reflection. This culture is going to be driven through you in what I'm teaching with you and what we do together. I mean, we've got the Facebook Leaders on Fire tribe. We've got the practice where we're going to give exercises. I give you the playbook. You're going to go put it in play, and then I'm going to give you feedback while you're doing it. The group can give you feedback you can dial into, and then reflect on what worked and what didn't. How's that sound? So this is the things that the world's greatest companies are building, and that's what I'm building with the new leadership training, the new Leader Guide. And this is a leadership incubator, okay? So I've been joking around. I have an idea who can coach you magically. So get a coach, join a group, all right? So that's the other secret, is that the leaders that succeed have a coach. They don't go it alone. I don't know a single leader out there who does it on their own. The very best. Even President Clinton called Tony Robbins when he got impeached. Tony, I got impeached. What should I do? Tony made a joke. Call me sooner next time. So, I think it's pretty funny. But, Bill Clinton called Tony Robbins. Okay, so when you're the president of the United States, who do you call? You phone a friend, right? Remember the $1 Million Pyramid? Okay, it's a secret there. The reason the people who won $1 Million Pyramid, almost every one of them at some point needed a lifeline. And the lifeline is your coach. That's your phone a friend. The lifeline is your group. Okay? So the ability to pass on a question, the ability to skip one, or the ability to call a friend, those things, that's your group. This is where you get all of the mentorship stuff going on. That's when they have masterminds. And the world's greatest leaders all meet and have things called summits, right? So get a coach, join a group, all right? Now, your investment in the program is, first of all, free. You can get a breakthrough session with me. You just get on my calendar. You go to arrive.com/apply. And I'm your leader. Now, I've been through this. I'm going to walk you through it all together. So we're going to have a lot of fun together, but we're also going to get serious and get down to business quickly in every one of our calls and our meetings. So it's 6 months of habit-forming coaching. There's a membership portal. There's weekly training, monthly in-depth online meetings, and the new group tracks start at 2 p.m. Now, track 1 is Thursdays at 2, the second Thursday at 2. Track 2 is the first Tuesday, so that's a little different there. And then track 3 is the third Wednesday at 2. Those are the 3 tracks. If I run a 4th track, that's usually for companies, and that would be the 4th Friday. Okay, so let's get into a little bit more of what you get. So again, this is the process of learning in the New Leader Guide. So the secret, number 2, remember, was that you need to have a coach and you need to have a support group. So the good thing is, by getting involved in this training that I'm offering you today, you're going to have not only a coach, but you're going to have that mastermind group for support. You're going to get the process of training and learning, but you're also going to have this process that's right in line with what companies like Google are teaching, that environment where you learn, you get training, sharing, tools, processes. You get to practice it with exercises, challenges, then put into place with your team. You get feedback. How did it go? Get the guidance. If I can, I'll observe. You might even bring me in, set me up with a computer with a webcam and say, Scott, watch how I'm doing with this. I'm very interested to see you, to see how you lead your team. I want to see how you inspire others. If I can see you in action, I can see if there's a problem, okay? So I want to observe, all right? And then fourth is reflect. So we'll journal, we'll do group sharing, and we'll do some one-on-one time. So I put you on the hot seat at various times throughout the training, not to put you on the spot and make you nervous, but to give you the opportunity to get that feedback that's so valuable to you in your business. We're going to get live training examples, witness, learn by doing, measure, grow, and make an impact. Okay? So now what you've already been receiving for free, the video training, that's going to continue through the launch. You're going to see me continue to give extra training tips to you guys because I care about you. Oh, the Facebook Leaders on Fire Tribe, that is free. You type in Leaders on Fire into the search field on Facebook. It's free. It's always going to be free. Some of my tips are not just in the private group. They're dripped in the Leaders on Fire Tribe. I typically will drip it in there on Mondays or Tuesdays, and I'll be putting those interviews and tips from the podcast in there as well. The breakthrough coaching session that I'm offering to you is worth hundreds of dollars. I'm offering it to you free, so 20 to 40 minutes with me, set a plan for coaching, identify the gap between where you are today and where you want to be at the end of 30, 60, 90, 180 days. So start with 30 days and then set a leadership challenge for your team. And then from there, start to get the coaching you need and join a group. So if you can do those three things, you're going to start to see a difference in yourself as a leader. Because right off the bat, you're already getting different information. And then right off the bat, you're already tapping into your why, which is the most important thing a leader can do. Right off the bat, you're focusing on some small wins. So you're not trying to move mountains right off the bat. But those successes will lead to everything else that follows. Okay? So set that leadership challenge. We do that in the Leaders on Fire Tribe, and then I set a new challenge for you when you join in the coaching program. We're going to do that on the breakthrough coaching session as well. I will set a challenge with you and map out your plan to be a better leader. So we can target your biggest challenge to doing that and determine a plan to rock it, okay, to just blow through any of the blocks. And you got the PDF guide, which can start to be your workbook. You can put that into a binder, add some more pages into it, and start adding other leadership ideas, and you are on your path to becoming a better leader. Now, I have a lot of ideas already mapped out for you, so you can go on your own and do this. Okay, so that's one of the things you might say, well, what if I just do this myself? Okay, you can spend hours watching YouTube videos. I've already done the watching for you. You can spend days learning by trial and error what works and what doesn't with volunteers. I've already done it. So if you need to manage a volunteer team, I'm going to give you that advice, okay, because I've led volunteer teams with the Jazz Festival. I had people producing music festivals, and they were volunteers, 70 volunteers. I had some paid people in key positions, but a lot of volunteers. So if you're running a nonprofit, I know how to help you with that. I've done some of those things before, and I can help you and lead you through it. You might say, it's the first time I'm onboarding somebody. I haven't hired somebody before. How do I interview them? What questions do I ask them? I've got a template for that. That's going to be in the new Leader Guide, okay? What about setting my business plan? I haven't written a business plan before. I don't know how to do that. Okay, I've got a 5-minute business plan. We're going to have that for you. I've never done sales before. I'm not sure how to sell. Okay, I've got strategies on selling, and I also have a sales plan we're going to put in place for you. All these things that you may never have done before, we'll have a plan. Okay, so what do you get in the new Leader Guide? It's not just another course. So first off, you're going to get a Kickstart mentorship through your first 30 days so you can recoup your entire investment in the new Leader Guide. Power up your first 30-day plan, set your vision, set your goals, build wins for your team. Second, you're going to get an accountability coaching support and calls throughout the program. The weekly live calls with me, the weekly hot seat leadership coaching, accountability texts and check-ins, and more. All questions get answered. My goal is to give you the most incredible amount of support you've ever gotten in any kind of training program ever. That's why I say it's not like any kind of training program you've ever seen. This is a leadership incubator. And so all of those points where I'm touching you, throughout the week with a text or a check-in or a drip from the chatbot. It's very powerful. You're going to have access to the membership site. This is a state-of-the-art membership portal with over 30 trainings, and I'm putting more trainings in there all the time, so it's just going to grow. I took my business experience I'm 52 years old, so I've taken about 35 years of experience and put it into my trainings, templates, scripts, swipe files, and more. And I also welcome student training suggestions. There might be some things that specifically you need, and so I'll customize the training for you, okay? Systems and processes to lead your team and scale. So I'm going to help you train your team members, help you become a coach, and then create repeatable processes that help lead your team with systems to grow your business. So you'll walk away from the new leader guide saying, I've learned how to coach. I've got systems. I've got resources now that I didn't have before. And there'll be things you can take with you, not just from the program. Most people I find that sign up with coaching with me, they want to stay in the program. So a lot of you are going to continue on, but some of you you'll go off to where you go in life and you're just going to go forth and win. And man, more power to you. And those who want to stay with me and continue to grow with me and have me nurture you, then I'll do that. And we'll coach you. We'll continue to help you grow and just continue to become a better leader more and more. I have a do not fail policy where I coach you and I hold you accountable each step of the way. I also have some additional leadership assistants that help me, and they'll be checking in with you from time to time. I have a new leader guide road map and blueprint that will scale your business to success, but you can't fail because we're not going to let you, all right? So it's very important to me that everybody who signs up in this signs up because they all want to win. We all want to become a leader. And if you do the exercises that I'm going to give you, you will become a better leader. There's absolutely no doubt you will not fail. You will become a better leader. All right, I just absolutely know you will. It's the same sort of knowledge I have is that if you said, Scott, I'm tone deaf, I can't sing. I already know right now I can teach you how to sing. Same reason that leaders can be taught. They're not born, they're made. So with the same logic that leaders are made, not born, a singer can be made, not necessarily born. And it's that way with leadership. So the more you get a chance to lead, take that opportunity. What you get, not just another course, the leadership systems, consistent processes designed for leaders. Establishing consistent processes, whether in business, government, or nonprofit organizations, is the key to leadership success over time. So I'm going to give you those things. Super supportive and knowledgeable Facebook community. You're going to love the active group of leaders. Frequently they refer clients and other business resources to each other, and that's going to be growing with the Leaders on Fire Tribe and with our private New Leader Guide Facebook tribe. I'm going to recommend some software to you that you can use to create your stack for better leadership. So what software that I use to help me manage my time and my teams. So I'll share with you what those tools are. And there's different tools you can use, but by the time you get it, maybe 15. But I've got a lot of tools in there you can use that will save you time and make you more effective with your team. If you need to record a video like this, what's an easy way to do it? If you have to do it really fast, just like I need to record a video and I've got 10 minutes. I've got a tool to do that. Okay, so I'm going to share those tools with you. Some of them cost, some of them are free. And I'm also going to share with you the chat bot. Remember I talked about that was my secret weapon that I have where I can drip messages to managers to help teach them. Well, I'm going to share that chatbot with you so you can have your own AI coaching helper. That chatbot alone is worth the price of admission to this whole program. People are paying between $3,000 and $12,000 for chatbots. Okay, so it's a really, really big deal. I'm including my proprietary chatbot. You can't get it anywhere else. You get it through me. The interviews and videos with guest leaders. Okay, so this is happening where I'll be doing interviews with other leaders face-to-face, and I'll be doing podcasting interviews as well where they'll call in and you'll get a chance to learn their top 10 challenges. I like to do a top 10 question format. What are their top 10 challenges? And then what did they do to overcome them and to have massive success? So those are questions I'll share with them so you can gain additional ideas from other leaders as well. In addition, I'll be dripping other content and ideas about sales, marketing, management, all into the Leaders on Fire tribe and also into the New Leader Guide coaching portal. I'll be sharing with you my productivity plan. I manage multiple companies, and it's not easy to do that. You have to build a time splice very well. My productivity plan enables me to do that. So if you're trying to manage being a mother, running a business, having another business on the side. How do you do these things? Well, you have a productivity plan and you time splice, okay? And then I'm going to give you my 5-minute business plan as well as my 5-minute sales plan so you can map out your future, want you to have success long into the future. And then you're going to have access to a former Fortune 1000 executive who knows how to lead. I have closed multi-million-dollar deals. I've led teams. I've been a VP of sales. I've been a CEO. I've also been an executive director of a nonprofit that I created. I've been a founder. I know what that's like. And you're going to have access to that information. It's sort of like the next best thing to doing a Vulcan mind meld is doing this workshop with me. Now, what is the value of the New Leader Guide? Let's walk you through it, okay? First of all, membership in the New Leader Guide portal, that value is $24.97. The weekly group live coaching calls, plus opportunities for one-to-one laser sessions, hot seats, weekly focus on the issues facing you and your peers. It's almost a $5,000 value for that. Your private Facebook forum where every question is answered by me, along with the insight from fellow members. $500 value for that forum, maybe even more. Your own accountability coach to keep you on track, focused, and motivated. $49.97. The audios, the videos, the templates, the swipe files, and more how-tos on everything you need. It's worth over $5,000. The chatbot, that could be worth easily $3,000, $12,000. I just put a $29.95 value on it because I know I could sell it for that. But reinforce all the lessons with your team. Drip them content of things that they've said they're going to do. Remind them as they sign up to your chatbot, you can do things with them. So we'll create a Facebook page for your team, and then we will create the ability for them to sign up into that page and then have content drip to them, and it gets opened far more than email. And so this is something that it goes right to their phones, ping, hits them, and then they can get dialed into that. The exclusive interviews and webinars with guest experts on topics you can select. And then also access to my recommended resources, the tools and services that I use. There's a value of that. The total value over $23,000. It's just ridiculous, the value I'm putting into the New Leader Guide. I want you to have so much more. Ridiculous, it's a lot, right? But powerful. I want you to have the most powerful training that you can possibly get your hands on. And if you're a CEO or a VP of Human Resources watching this video saying, will this work for my team? Yes, it will. And then also, what kind of value is my team going to get? It's going to be huge. Okay, I'm looking for massive value for the people that sign up. Now, I would typically charge, I don't know if you can read that or not, but I would typically charge $1,000 a month per person for group coaching without the PDF, without the video resources, without the membership portal, without the software, without the chat, without the swipe files or any of my one-on-one time, any of those things, without the hot seats. I would charge $1,000 a month per person for group coaching. That's my normal rate, okay? That's what I charge. Today I'm offering the sax player cool deal, and I used to have a manager, Michael Garcia. He was a sax player. He goes, hey, Scott, I want you to be cool. Not just cool, but sax player cool. So he and I had our little inside joke, and we'd laugh. So here it is, 50% off, actually more than 50% off. It's a huge discount I'm offering you guys. And I want you to be able to take advantage of it and be able to afford it. So I made it really inexpensive for you guys. You can pay by payments. So I made it just pay monthly. You don't have to pay it all at once. And that's just $4.95 a month. And then you can save 18.9% more if you prepay in advance. It's $24.97 if you prepay for it in advance. But just $4.95 a month for the payment plan. Here's what you're going to get for your money. We're going to do a deep dive each month. We're going to learn the keys to leadership. We're going to learn those keys. And we're going to meet online at 2 p.m. Pacific time. If you're in track 1, it's the second Thursday of the month. Track 2 is the first Tuesday. Track 3 is the third Wednesday. So those tracks, you know which one you sign up for. You get access to the exercises each week that you can take with you to practice. So each key becomes leadership mastery. It becomes ingrained in habit for you. The biggest problem with leadership training today is that it's all crammed into one day. Now, you can go do someone else's training, but that's what they do. They'll cram you into the hotel room with fluorescent lights, and they expect you to learn everything in 3 days. But you've got to go back into the field. You've got to go put these exercises in place with your team, don't you? Wouldn't you like to have me observe you with your team and be able to say, wow, Scott took an interest in that to see how I was doing with this one particular thing I was implementing with the group. Yeah, I'm going to take an interest. I want to see you succeed. I get it. I've been there. I want you to be able to practice it, repeat it, learn it, go back, do it again. You onboard somebody new. How'd it go? You onboard somebody new. How'd that go? Get better? Do easier? Are they doing better? Okay. How do you help them find their why? How do you give them small wins? How do you get them accountable? How do you get them going forward and buying into 10X? all those things. How did they get where they understand about running meetings efficiently and everybody's on board with those meetings so that everybody is functioning like when you see a football team and they're all moving forward at once. Boom, they all go. Hike, they all go, right? There's a plan. We're all going to go together. You want to move like that. I'll never forget going to Commander's Palace to eat, and I saw them all bring the food, and they brought the food. This is a 5-star restaurant. And if you've been to Commander's Palace in New Orleans, you know about this. They bring the food out, and every plate, at the same time in front of all of us. Nobody got their food first. You know, so many restaurants you go to and somebody's sitting there with their food and just watching it get cold, but everyone waiting for everyone else. We've all had that experience, right? Not at Commander's Palace. Everybody, same time, there's the food. I was like, wow, there's my turtle soup. Here's my martini. I'm doing good. It's awesome. I want you to have that kind of efficiency in your teams that you lead. Do you have that now? So if you don't, this is how you get it. This is what the Leaders on Fire tribe looks like. And managers, you know, they're great at lighting a fire under people. They'll light a fire under you with fear and tactics of threats and things. But, you know, it's not the fear-based communication that wins in the long run. It's the love-based communication. It's when the manager takes the time to say, hey, come talk to me in my office. And says, hey, I noticed that you've been missing. What's going on? And how's that working for you with your why? I know why you want to be here. Is that aligned with that? Is this something that you can help impact, or is this something going on at home that you just need to take care of it? And how can we help you do that? See, that's how a coach operates. It's so different than a manager. It's love-based, guys. It's love-based, guys. Leaders light a fire in people. You can only light a fire in people if you're communicating from a place of love. So that's the big transformation here. It's going from fear to love. And it's so much more fun. It's so much more, it leads to so much more happiness. I got a book behind me, that orange book. It's all about happiness. It's all about happiness. Happiness comes from fulfillment. Happiness comes from doing things that make you feel good. That makes you happy. Okay? And success makes you feel happy, and having good health makes you happy. So going out and getting exercise and doing the things you said you were going to do, and then having success, those are things that are going to make you happy. They often lead to things like raises too. So this is what the portal looks like. You get all the session information is communicated in there about the weekly meetings, the tracks, the monthly schedule of what we go through each month. All these things are all communicated in there in the new Leader Guide. The Facebook Live calls, the portal with the new content drip, and more. We'll do leader challenges. We'll have prizes, games, well, some fun stuff. I might even pull out my maracas, guys. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to have the accompanying workbook I'm going to get to you with all the playbooks that you can put in with your team, bonus videos, and just fun ways to keep it engaging. Maybe I'll even play my saxophone for you on one of our coaching sessions. Why not? We'll have some fun with it. I play saxophone. You know that, right? There I am. We're going to get this fired up, and I want you guys all, maybe we'll all play shakers together and find out what that feels like as a team to be playing shakers. I'll even teach you how to make a shaker if you don't know how to make one. We'll have some fun. All right, so I've included some awesome bonuses, some goal setting for teams, resolving conflict with charisma, inspiration and motivation, the 5-minute business plan, the 5-minute sales plan, personal productivity plan. See how all this stacks up, all that value, how to run meetings when everyone's remote. Huge value and more to be introduced during the Facebook Live calls. You want to come into the Leaders on Fire tribe and listen in when I go live, because I'm going to be dropping some cool bonuses, even things that aren't even on this list right here. I'm going to share with you and get you guys some super cool bonuses that are going to rock your world, okay? Now, are you going to love it? You bet you are. You want to know why? Simple. Transformation. When you transform from manager to leader and you transform from fear-based management into love-based leadership, it's night and day difference, guys. So, you know, if you haven't done the application, you have to apply first. You go to arrive.com/apply, get on my calendar, complete the calendar, and get the session scheduled with me, okay? So get the application completed, get on my schedule, and then you can pay for the coaching. So get the Coaching Plus membership with the resources, the bonuses, the Facebook group to learn and collaborate together. You can do that all for one payment of $24.97 up front, or you can pay monthly, just $4.95 per month. Here's a testimonial from Tyler Skinner. And she said, Scott, I am so blocked. And I don't know, I just don't even feel like getting out of bed. I said, oh, I've been there. I know what you're going through. She goes, yeah, I don't think you can help me. I said, oh, I know I can help you. She goes, really? I said, yeah, let's get together. Let's have a coaching session. So she started doing coaching with me, after the very first session, she texted me. She goes, Scott, I can't believe this. I'm totally on fire. I talked to her. She's been on fire ever since. What I did with her was I tapped back into her why. I said, you have a huge plan and you're not living it. She goes, you're right, I'm not. I said, you're going to be so much more happy when you go live your plan. So I just gave her love-based coaching, and she just got fired up because she realized what her blocks were. I told her what a few of her blocks. I said, you've got a block here, you have a block here, and a block here. I showed her on one piece of paper how to solve those 3 things. And in that coaching session, she's off. She signed a new client within 2 weeks, and she just executed that. She's now doing her next event, and she's come up with her business name and logo since then. She's got it all going, just a big snowball that's rolling and gaining speed as it, you know what I mean? That's what's happening with her. Super exciting. Well, that's what's going to happen with everybody that signs up. And so you just do that through arrive.com, arrive with an extra I, /apply. That's the payment information when you go to checkout. And I've got a no-fail promise, and that is that you will get high value. It will impact your business and life. You will be motivated, you will learn it, and you will retain it. That's my promise to you. I don't guarantee the program with money-back guarantee. And I'm going to tell you why I don't do that. I don't do it for, really there's 3 reasons. Number one, I don't want people that are coming into the program to just take the content and then leave. I don't want people doing that with my program, okay? I have integrity with this, the integrity, and that I give you the free breakthrough coaching session. So you know you like my coaching style or not. So don't come ask me for money back when you already know how I coach. If you say, oh, I didn't know you're going to coach like that, blah, blah, blah. Yes, you know exactly what I'm going to do. So you should be on board with that and going, yes, I want what he has, and I dig that, and I can afford this. Then great, you give me the credit card, we'll run it, and we'll get you signed up, and you're going to be motivated, and you're going to start getting your team going forward. But also think about this. Imagine you're in the group, and you're all there together, and whatever size the group is, whether it's 3 people or 30 people or 300 people, imagine if 10% dropped after 2 weeks or whatever. Because whatever, maybe they had something happened with their car, they needed new tires or something. Maybe they found out about some tuition expenses. There's all kinds, we can find all kinds of things to be problems to help us say no to our dreams. People do it all the time. You've already done it. I guarantee you've already procrastinated on becoming a better leader, things that have already come your way. Have you or have you not? Moment of truth. I can pretty much guarantee you probably have. So I'm very comfortable making that promise to you because I know I'm going to deliver on it. So there's a special bonus I'm going to drop in the Leaders on Fire tribe. You go in there and it will be something that I'm going to put in there just for you. If the people who sign up first will get access to the coolest bonuses. So you want to get signed up for there and make sure you can avoid the stress, avoid the mistakes, all the things that you can avoid by getting the training that you need with me in the new Leader Guide. Avoid the anxiety, avoid the ulcers. Man, I know somebody who had a heart attack. He was stressed out. I know somebody who had ulcers. He was taking pills all the time for his stomach from all the stress. And he just needed to gain more leadership tools to be able to blow through all that. There's a better way. Get the new Leader Guide, get the training you need, and the leadership excellence will follow. Now, don't let this happen to you. Your special bonuses can they can be gone after, I don't know about Monday or Tuesday. It might be Wednesday or Thursday. But the special bonuses go away, and the entire program shuts down. I think it shuts down Friday at noon, if I remember correctly. I might have had my emails drag a day, so it might be Saturday. But whatever it is, sign up for my coaching early. Get into it now so that you don't miss the opportunity. And so I'd hate to have this come up where it says the offer's expired, keep an eye out for the next opportunity. And you're going, oh, I could have been in that. Because I may not offer it again for a while. And I may never offer it again at this price. So there's a special bonus I'm offering to you right now for everybody who signs up by Wednesday at noon. And I'm closing the program at noon. The intention is to close it on April 5th. Those deadlines are there for a reason. Once they go, they're gone, and that's it. So when I close it, I'm closing it, and that'll be final. Take advantage of it sooner than later. Don't wait. The session starts April 11th. And if you're watching this video and we're into the May one, it starts on the first Tuesday in May. So you want to be signed up before that for May, okay? You go to arrive.com /apply, and that is how it all works. That's all the information. You've got what it all is, And I want you to think about this just for a minute. If you didn't do it, what would happen to you? Well, you may end up going through all those things that we talked about, the frustration, the anxiety, the stress. Can you get this sort of training on your own? Well, you could possibly learn it through watching other coaches and doing YouTube videos and reading a lot of books. But I'll tell you, I read over 1,000 books on leadership. I've read over 5,000 books on different self-help topics. I'm a very educated person when it comes to leadership. I have a lot of knowledge about it, and I have led teams. I've led small groups, I've led larger groups, and I've had success doing things that people said were impossible. I have a record of winning a lot of trophies with my success throughout my career. I've gone from the absolute bottom, I've gone from failure to massive success, and I've done it again and again and again, and I can help you do it. I'm very confident in helping you do it. That's why I put this training together for you at this time. Well, so you sign up for the application at arrive.com, and then you sign up on the calendar for a time slot with me for half an hour. We'll schedule, and then that's the breakthrough session, and then you can pay for the program. In the breakthrough session, I'll give you the link to be able to pay for the program. You know the pricing, and it should be straightforward. We can even run your credit card right on that call if you need to. Well, again, I'll see you on the breakthrough session. Thank you for your time today, and I look forward to seeing you on the inside. I'll see you in the Leaders on Fire Tribe, and we're going to have a lot of fun together.